Hello everyone, my name is Sugar Geek, and welcome to another Pokemon video. You know, my favorite Pokemon is Cubone. It's always been my favorite ever since I was a little girl. And I think it was the fact that I think Cubone is absolutely adorable, and the Cubone's mother arc you go through in the original Pokemon Red and Blue. I think it just made it very memorable for me, so I always made sure I always caught a Cubone. You can guarantee that I have a fully trained Marowak in almost all my Pokemon games. Something else I like about Pokemon is the Pokedex. It's so interesting to learn different facts about Pokemon, and who has a more famous Pokedex entry than Cubone. But that Pokedex entry got me thinking. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that Cubone wears the skull of its dead mother. It's in, every single Pokedex entry, basically? But I feel like something's not right about that. You know, how does that make any sense for the Cubone population if every single mother dies and Pokemon only lay one egg at a time? I'm pretty sure we'd be out of Cubones. But supposedly the Pokedex is full of facts, and the most recent Pokedex entry for Cubone in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is, Cubone pines for the mother it will never see again. Seeing a likeness of its mother in the full moon, it cries. The stains on its skull the Pokemon wears are made by the tears it sheds. Oh, that's depressing. I would actually like to know how they know that the Cubone sees a likeness of its mother in the moon, but, whatever. But really thinking about this, how does this make any sense? So a Marowak, or I guess another Cubone, gets pregnant, which must be terrifying for the poor thing. It finds a spot and lays its egg, and stays nearby, pulls a Charlotte's Web and dies. And when the baby Cubone hatches, it knows that this decaying carcass at this point is its mother and puts on its skull. Question is it the skull of the Cubone's mother, or is it its face? Because underneath the skull-like face of a Marowak, it must have another skull for its skeleton. So is it wearing the face skull or the skeletal skull? But that's a question for another day. It just puts on its mother's skull and then wears it and cries all the time. But do the games or the anime support this? Well, I can assure you I have bred many Cubones, and never has the mother disappeared or died. And you can breed as many as you want. Mother is fine, and baby is born with a skull on its head. And even in the anime, well, we really can't use any information from the main anime with Ash because we don't see any type of Cubone birth or mother dying in it. But we do have the newer Pokemon Origins anime, and there's a whole episode dedicated to that story about Cubone's mother from the original Red and Blue. So, let's look at a picture of it. There's Cubone. There's the mother. Both existing at the same time. So I see a problem with the Pokedex entry. Obviously, it's not wearing the skull of its dead mother if it's right there. And I don't want to hear anything about, it's an adoptive mother or something. No, that's Cubone's mother. The one that gave birth to it, definitely. Because you can tell by the way the mother reacts after, unfortunately, she is killed by Team Rocket and needs to see her baby again before she can move on. So this Pokedex entry has got to be wrong. There's nothing there to support that at all. It makes no sense within the games or the anime or even just in general. It makes no sense for the species to die after giving birth to one child. Because, if the baby takes a mother's skull, that means you only got to have one kid. You can't have two because they both can't have mama's skull. The Cubones would just die out. So what does this mean for the Pokedex? This is something that's blatantly wrong. And then you think about other Pokedex entries, like Machokes that can punch like 1,000 times in a second, or an Alakazam that has a ridiculously high IQ, or Pidgeot that can fly at like what, Mach 2? These all seem unbelievable. So, are they? What I think the Pokedex isn't a factual encyclopedia. I think it's just giving you information about people believe about these Pokemon. Things like legends and old tales. That's what it is. Some of these things are just so out there that how can it be accepted as fact? Like, how do you know that a Bayonet came to life because its master threw it away and it became a possessed toy? Like, some of the things are just a little out there. So I think what the Pokedex is some of it may be facts, yes, but other parts of it are just, there to tell you some tall tales and legends. And when it comes to Cubone, I think the reason why they even have this Pokedex entry is because of the old games. That story with Cubone's mother is probably one of the most memorable parts of the game. So they incorporated that into the Pokedex. What supports this is actually Cubone's original Pokedex entry. It didn't mention its mother at all. It says, because it never removes its skull helmet, no one has ever seen this Pokemon's real face. That's the original entry, and I think that may have been where they wanted to go with this, just that it has a hidden face, but because the whole story with Cubone's mother, that became a legend or a tall tale, and became part of the Pokedex. So that's what I think the Pokedex is, just full of legends and stories. Well, what do you think? Do you think all of the Pokedex is factual? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please leave a like. And I will be playing Pokemon Sun and Moon, and I will be posting the videos on my YouTube channel, so please subscribe if you want to see that. Have a great day, everyone, and I will see you next time.